You're welcome back to the Sports Personality Show on Atlantic Television Network. And of course, I told you today promises to be another exciting one on the show today, as of course, we're going to be taking a look at Cristiano Ronaldo. This time, not really an achievement on the pitch, but of course, we'll be talking about money this time about Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not going to be talking about Ronaldo alone. I have one man, of course, who truly knows about, Cristiano Ronaldo. Dr. Elechi Woki, of course, is a lecturer in the University of Port Harcourt. He's here with me this morning. Doc, good morning to you. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, good morning. I'm doing very great, and I believe this morning we're going to look into the story of Cristiano Ronaldo, how he suddenly become a billionaire.
A billionaire in dollars, of course, you say at this point in time, and I tell you, it's been a lot of achievements for the man, Cristiano Ronaldo. But talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, we understand that Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5th, 1985 in Funja, Portugal, on the small island of Madeira of the country southwestern coast. He is the youngest of four children born to born to his parents, and of course he was named after former U.S. President Ronald Reagan, one of his father's favorite actors. Ronaldo grew up in a largely working-class neighborhood in a small tin-roofed home that overlooked the ocean. He was introduced to game of soccer through his dad, who worked as an equipment manager at a boys' club for a time. His early life was shaped by hardship, as his father often drank too much. And to help keep the children fed and maintain some financial stability, Ronaldo's mother worked as a cook and cleaning person. By the time he was 10 years old, Ronaldo was already recognized as a phenom, a kid who ate, slept, and drank soccer. Ronaldo's talent grew considerably. After his stint with Nacional de Liga da Madeira, he signed with Sporting Portugal in 2001. All right, that's of course the early life of Cristiano Ronaldo. Doc, I don't know what you make of it. We understand that his beginning was not easy. Looking at the fact that his parents, of course, were not that buoyant. Of course, financially, we understand that his dad, of course, wasn't that buoyant in terms of money and all of that, even the mom as well. But what do you make of it as a kid, growing up in such a family, and at the end of the day, Cristiano Ronaldo had that dream, had that vision, of becoming a star? What do you think probably might have inspired him, at that moment, even when things around him didn't even look as if, of course, he was going to get this big, as a footballer?
Now I'll start this with one story. I was listening to a chat by Taribo West back in those days, where they were an interview rather. So he was saying that back in those days when they were invited into the national team, I think that was around 94, 93, 94. He started playing actively for the Super Eagles from 96. He said back then when they entered the camp, there was a time early in the morning, while others were still in their hotel room, he was on the field jogging. And when Stephen Keshi came and met him and asked him, young man, what are you doing here? What is the issue? He said, Nadita. And what is Nadita? It means determination. So I believe what prompted Cristiano to have gotten this far is his determination to succeed against all odds. And sometimes the environment you find yourself will always tell you where you are heading to or where you want to be. And also the people around him. Because when you see people around you and you understand that you have no option than to work hard, then automatically you see yourself propelling and getting to that level. One thing we also have to understand is that sometimes we set a target for ourselves. We may surpass that target. Cristiano may not have just wanted to become the best in the world, or outrightly didn't want to get as much money as he has gotten now. But as things start unveiling itself, it became a necessity for him to see how he gets to the next level. And trying to get to the next level, he keep achieving more success and more success. So before you know it, you see him having a chain of businesses all over the place. You see him achieving so much that he never imagined to achieve. But one thing about him, from all interviews I've had about him, is his determination to make it, his hunger for success. He, even in the field of play, he is always giving 100+ percentage every match, every situation, even on training. If training is 8 o'clock, by 7 o'clock, Cristiano Ronaldo is already on the pitch. That's to tell you his own side of commitment to success. He doesn't believe that he has to waste one time in doing this or the other. When it is time for business, he calls business business, and he believes football is business. He didn't go to school, so he wouldn't be waiting for maybe white collar job, or he wouldn't be waiting for a company to employ him. So, but what he knows is how to play football. So he put all his best on that football. I think that's one major reason why he has achieved that. But looking at it from another angle, now, coming from a very poor background is another issue. But you and I know that majority of the talents we have in the world, majority comes from a very poor background. But some of them could hardly find food to eat. According to Carlos Tevez, he said back then, his family, all of them were living in one house. So immediately he got to Corinthians, they paid him money. What he did was to ensure that he built one houses for each of the family. So that is how it is with footballers. Yeah. Every footballer has his own story to tell or the other. But the difference between those footballers and that of Cristiano Ronaldo is his ability to manage his wealth, to get to the level it is now. While others will get such wealth, at the end, when they get such wealth, the thing gets over their head. Before you know, they begin to look for a woman, they get married, either they get divorced and all the rest. But Ronaldo decided not to marry. Instead, he had children with his partner.
No, Doc, we're going to get to that side of course, his marriage. All right, we also have Kelechi Clifford. He joins us this morning. Good morning to you, Kelechi, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning to you, Kingsley. Thanks for having me on the show today.
All right, we're talking about the early life of Cristiano Ronaldo, and I want to throw the question to you. Do you think the poor background of Cristiano Ronaldo actually inspired him, to actually work hard to, of course, achieve what he has achieved today?
Yeah, I believe that also played a huge part. I mean, when you come from nothing, you always have the odds against you. And you want to make sure that you succeed, and that's what we always see about Ronaldo. He's always hungry for success. Ronaldo has always been someone who wanted to make it, to succeed, to win games, to win trophies. Sometimes also be the main man as well. And when you just talked about his background, where he came from, coming from nothing, coming from a poor background, you have to ensure that you have to be that one that rises up in the family, and that's what really inspired him today. Apart from the fact that he became successful in the process of helping his family out of poverty, Ronaldo was someone who was also marketable. He's a handsome young man, and so many brands started coming to, make him make more money because of how good he was at football. So when you succeed, especially in whatever you do, there is no way you're not going to make money. So the money we're talking about that Ronaldo has right now it came out from hard work. He put in the hard work in the pitch. I remember reading an interview one time that scouts came to look for players for a club, and Ronaldo and his friend were given the opportunity to showcase their talent than his friend. But his friend actually ensured that he made Ronaldo to be the one to be picked, and I think Ronaldo also rewarded him for that gesture. And so that's also one of the things that actually made Ronaldo successful today. He had people around him who wanted him to succeed as well, and he also believed in himself. He wanted to succeed, and that's why we're celebrating Ronaldo the way we're celebrating him today.
All right, let's take a look at, of course, his professional career. I understand he actually played for Nacional and in Sporting Lisbon as well. We understand that in 2001, Manchester United, paid more than £12 million to sign Ronaldo. Then, just 16 years old, the deal worth more than 14 million US dollars. Was a record fee for a player, of his age. Doc, what would have been so exceptional, about Cristiano Ronaldo at the age of 16 that United have to dole out that huge amount of money to get the man?
I think it has to do with the innate skills or the ability of the managers at then, or the scouts. Well, I say it's the manager, the scout, to be able to recognize. It was Arsene Wenger that understood the kind of talent that the potential that is in Cristiano Ronaldo. But I think he was being hesitant in trying to sign Ronaldo. Before Manchester United was able to go there. So I think it was the ability of the scout to understand that this man, with the kind of football he's playing, if he's giving so kind of training, this is where he's going to be at the next stage of his career. But sometimes it doesn't also work out like that. This whole thing is always gamble. You gamble, either it is giving you the result or it doesn't give you the result. So I think the scout that actually got to understand the potential in him, probably after watching him play, but it's not just about watching him play one match. You watch his ball control, you watch his determination. Sometimes when the player takes the ball, especially an attacker or a winger, takes the ball to the opponent's half, what does he do with the ball? How does he think about the ball? These are some of the things that they looked at, and at the end of the day, they saw that this player is someone that, if taken good care of, is actually going to achieve more.
All right, Kelechi, what do you make of it? Some persons really, tie the success of Cristiano Ronaldo to Manchester United. Of course, understand after playing for Sporting Lisbon, came down to Manchester United, and that was where everybody, of course, really knew about, Cristiano Ronaldo. And what do you make of it? Will you say Manchester United really made him?
Well, absolutely. I think Ronaldo became more popular at United, and that was where everybody started paying attention to him. And that was usually down to how the trust that came from Alex Ferguson. Ronaldo became somehow the main man at Manchester United. We saw how skillful he was. We saw the free kicks he scored, especially against Portsmouth. It's something that nobody would really forget ever in this life. So Ronaldo was someone who shone at United. Some of the leagues that they won the Champions League at Moscow against Chelsea in 2008 was all due to the brilliance of Ronaldo. And Ronaldo was actually the man who stood up and who rose against the all odds at United. So United fans also had fans because of Ronaldo. Ronaldo was someone who made people start watching football. I think at that point he was one of the most skillful players because of what he does with the ball, especially his dribbling skills, the goals he can score from far out, the headers he can score. I think he was just an all-rounder, and all of these actually made United successful at that point when he was under Alex Ferguson. And that was what really made United to become more popular, because Ronaldo fans were automatically Manchester United fans. So I feel like Ronaldo became more known and more popular at Manchester United.
Doc, do you agree to that? Manchester United made Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes, of course. I think that was the club that brought him to limelight. In as much as his talent also contributed to his being famous, we shouldn't also take it away that it was at Manchester United that people tend to know him more. But you can also take any other player to Manchester United and people will not know him. So we shouldn't just attribute it to Manchester United alone. We should also understand that it was the talent that he has, his skills, his achievements that also brought him to limelight. We had the likes of Eric Jemba and the likes of so many other players that have played in Manchester United, and they have not gotten the kind of crowd that Cristiano Ronaldo was able to pull to Manchester United. So, in as much as we are attributing it to Manchester United, we should also attribute the success of Manchester United to Cristiano Ronaldo. So it is a two-way thing.
It's a two-way thing.
Not just one way. Because if we take it to be one way, then the likes of Eric Cantona and their likes should have also done same, but they didn't.
Okay, all right. So, of course, after then, in 2009, the Spanish soccer club, talking about Real Madrid, agreed to pay Manchester United a record $131 million for the chance to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo's commitment to Manchester United had come under constant question speculations, well, that he wanted to play elsewhere. So nobody was all that surprised to see Ronaldo leave. Ronaldo went on to compile an impressive list of individual honors and team trophies. And in December 2016, he won his fourth Ballon d'Or award as the Sports Player of the Year, beating out FC Barcelona, Lionel Messi. Ronaldo in 2016 wins included the European Championship, Champions League, and Club World Cup plus individual award from UEFA and France Football magazine. Now, the following year, he claimed a fifth Ballon d'Or to tie the mark held by his longtime rival, Cristiano Ronaldo. Kelechi, will you say Real Madrid, of course, really amplified the popularity of Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, I would say that was a move that actually was a successful one, because sometimes players can move from a club to a different club and start struggling or even become less impactful as they were before. So Real Madrid actually amplified Ronaldo because of what he achieved with them. I look back at the UEFA Champions League that he won 3 times in a row. That was something remarkable, and that really helped Ronaldo to also win the Ballon d'Or and also achieve what he actually achieved at Real Madrid. He was actually an instrumental figure for some of the coaches. There was this rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid at that point in time. Ronaldo was always ensuring that he makes El Clasico very, very fun to watch. And so Real Madrid actually was a good move for him. I think it was a dream move for him as well, because Real Madrid is a club that most players will always want to play for because of how successful they are. I think the most successful club when it comes to European football. And so Ronaldo came there, did what he could do, stayed there for a long period of time. And every manager that managed Ronaldo at Real Madrid, he actually ensured that he gave his best, scoring goals, also assisting, and that was really a turning point for Ronaldo. I think Real Madrid was the club that actually made Ronaldo to win more Ballon d'Ors, and Real Madrid was the club that made Ronaldo to become even more successful and get more individual awards. So I think that was a brilliant move to move to Real Madrid at the end of the day.
Doc, let's talk about the rivalry between him and Lionel Messi at the Spanish, La Liga. What do you make of that rivalry?
It was a very healthy one, and it was a good one for football. To some, it was more of a, there's always that rivalry between Real Madrid and Barcelona. But to football marketers, to those that are into entertainment, it was also another way of making so much money, because the rivalry contributed a lot to the growth and the expansion of the Spanish league. A lot of money was put into Spanish league because of the rivalry.
Yeah.
This one I want to support Ronaldo. This one I want to support Messi. And then Barcelona was able to spend more, but Real Madrid was also ready to spend. Which of them want to? So it was a very healthy one. But to those who didn't understand what was actually happening, they were looking at it from the angle of saying, Cristiano Ronaldo is better. The other fans were looking at it, Messi is better. But to look at it, for me, I was looking at it that both of them has brought the best to football that so many players couldn't bring to. So I was enjoying myself, and it was a very healthy one.
Who won in the rivalry?
In the rivalry between
Ronaldo and Messi.
Is it in the La Liga or outside the La Liga?
In the La Liga.
See, when you look at the rivalry,
yes.
When you look at the rivalry and you are looking at it from number of trophies, you say, actually, Messi won because he has the highest number of trophies. He has won
during their time in Spain.
During their time in Spain. But when you also look at it from the other angle, because one, the highest level of football in Europe is the Champions League.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo won it 3 straight times. Messi could only win it 2, while at Barcelona. So, no, 4 times rather. He won it 4 times, while Messi won it 2 or 3 times. So you now see that if you also look at major trophy, look at the Club World Cup. So the rivalry cannot be measured on a scale, and you are now saying that so person won or this one won. For me, I think it was a healthy rivalry between 2 of them. That at the end of the day, we could easily say that football won. And I wouldn't want to say this person won or this. That means I don't know how to follow football. And secondly, too, depends on who is trying to measure the level of success of both of them. For me, I prefer Cristiano Ronaldo because I like his pattern of play. I like the way he scores. I like the way he works hard. Some other person will prefer Messi because one, he is a Barcelona fan. Me, I'm not a Barcelona fan, but I still love Messi. I love the way he scores. There are some goals he will score. It is out of this world.
Okay.
So it is a good one for football.
Healthy rivalry, of course, for football. But Kelechi, what do you make of it? Would football, experience this level of rivalry we saw between Ronaldo and Messi again?
Not in a million years. I think it was just one of a kind. It's something that I'm not sure has really happened before. Yes, we've had other players who were actually rivals, maybe Diego Maradona and the likes of them, but Ronaldo and Lionel Messi was a huge rivalry that even was at some point becoming very personal, because if you love one of them, you can actually take it out on the person who you're arguing with. And so it was really, really passionate. And we saw how the rivalry helped each other. Each of them were hungry to be better than the other person, and so it was really good for the both of them. It was a healthy competition at the end of the day. I don't think there was any bad blood between both of them personally. They respected each other, and so it was something that all football fans, whether you're a Real Madrid fan or Barcelona fan, also loved. We enjoyed football matches between the both of them. There was a game that it was 2-2. Lionel Messi scored a brace. Ronaldo scored a brace, Mesut Ozil with 2 assists. So both of them really enjoyed their time at the La Liga, playing, football at the highest level, because that was something to really watch. And who won the rivalry? If you watch, there was no measuring scale, just like Dr. So who can each other, because one of them lacks where the other person thrives, and so it's really, really enjoyable that they gave us the best at the best of the career.
All right, at this point, we'll take a break. Of course, when we return, we'll take a look at Cristiano Ronaldo's time at Juventus. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yeah, welcome back as the Sports Personality Show on Atlantic Television Network. And of course, we're talking about the man Cristiano Ronaldo, who is the first footballer to achieve a billionaire status. And that's where we're taking a look at his achievements today. We talked about, of course, his time at Sporting Lisbon and Manchester United and down to, of course, Real Madrid. But after Real Madrid, he actually went down to Italy. And of course, we understand after dropping hints that his time with Real Madrid was coming to an end, Ronaldo confirmed the rumors in July 2018 by signing with the Italian Serie A club Juventus, which paid $140 million transfer fee to his old Spanish club. Ronaldo paid tribute to Real Madrid fans in an open letter on the club website. He said, and I quote, "This year after Real Madrid and in this city of Madrid have quite possibly been the happiest years of my life. I only have feelings of great gratitude to this club, to the fans, and to the city. I can give thanks to all of them for the love and affection that I have received." By most measures, Ronaldo's debut season with Juventus was a successful one. He scored 10 times in his first 14 games and headed home the lone goal in a win over AC Milan for the Supercoppa Italia trophy. Doc, let's take a look at his time at Juventus. We understand, after he left Real Madrid, we didn't really see that, spark, even at Juventus, as it stands. What do you make of his time at Juventus?
Yeah, it was. You wouldn't say that it was a bad one, because when he went to Juventus, I think for 2 seasons, he was the top scorer. And he was also the player of the Serie A player of the year. So someone who has just come to a league and then you are winning the player of the year twice, you also won the league. It's not a mean feat. If it were to be easier, then some certain players could also go elsewhere and win after leaving their former club. It wasn't easy for them. So for him to have gone to Juventus, he was still the anchor man. He went to Juventus when Icardi, I think it was Icardi was almost 100 goals or thereabout, and he still went there and surpassed Icardi. His goal tally, only spending 3 seasons, he scored over 100 goals at Juventus. It's not a mean feat. If it's to be an ordinary player, you can't just go to a league and at the same time you enter the league, you are not commanding everything. So that's to show you his level of commitment to the game of football. So I think he
didn't really achieve much, in Europe, and of course probably.
His achievement when you talk about achievement in Europe is not something that just comes every time. Check all the teams. If Liverpool wins it this year, in fact, it took Liverpool a long time after winning this thing, up till even after winning 2003 or 2003 or thereabout. It took them up to 2018, 2019 before they could win another one. So it is like that with European football. Juventus won in 1997. Was it in 1997? Yes. It was in 1996 or 97 they won. And they've not won. So it will also take a better organization and commitment on the part of the player for them to win. So winning the Champions League is not a mean feat. So for them to have won the league twice when he was there as a player also shows that his commitment to the game is at the high side. And it wasn't just a tea party. He was part of the team. He was the highest goal scorer twice on those 2 occasions. And he was the best player of Serie A on those 2 occasions.
Okay.
If it were so, then some players would have gone to wherever they went to and also do the same.
All right, Kelechi, let me get to you on this as well. After Juventus, he has to, of course, he came back to Manchester United, and a lot of persons were of the opinion that was not a good move for Cristiano Ronaldo. What do you make of his comeback to United?
I would say his love for United actually played a huge part in him coming back. United were always, someone that a place where he'd always want to go. He thought it was home for him, even though it didn't really end well. And apart from the fact that it didn't end well in terms of what he said to the media and how he left, which was not on a good note, I think United was always a place that Ronaldo wanted to show that he can be the main man. And at some point, he carried that team, United, even though it was not as successful as the previous one. He was not really able to win anything coming back to United because United were somehow going down in terms of ownership, in terms of club performance. For a couple of years, United were not doing well. So I think that was really a bad move. Well, of course, coming back to United made United to, people to pay more attention to United because wherever Ronaldo comes, there's always this presence. Ronaldo is so impactful in this world that if Ronaldo goes to Nigerian Super League now, the Premier League, and then you would see that people will start watching the Premier League, and that's how impactful he has been. And so when he went to Juventus, just like you just talked about, people started watching the Serie A because of Ronaldo, and that's how impactful he was. He carries presence. Multi-choice and other media outlets started, showing some of these leagues, and that's just what Ronaldo does to you. Not just coming to score goals or to win an individual award. He comes to make your team to have more focus, and that's what he actually brought to United again. Even though it didn't really last for a long period of time, but that was just the good side of him coming back to United.
Doc, after then, we actually moved down to Saudi. It was a surprise move to everybody. Ronaldo to Saudi, what is he going to do there? But how has it been so far at Saudi?
It's been exceptionally good. It's been okay, though he has not really won the league, but he has achieved a lot coming down there. He has been the highest goal scorer. I think last season he was the highest goal scorer. He's leading the pack now. And he has won two recognized trophy there, and he's making the meals. The millions are coming, the deals are coming. Annual income of over $237 million is not a mean feat, and monthly $19.75 million. So, in a day, he earns about 750.
Was money the reason he actually made that move?
It is not just, life is nothing without money. Money, money, money. He made billions. Now he's a billionaire. If he had not gone to Saudi Arabia, he wouldn't have been a billionaire. So you can remain where you are comfortable and you don't want money. Fine. If you don't want money, I think some of us, we want money. So far as we are making it in a genuine way, he has gone there to make money in a genuine way. Then secondly, you should also write off the Saudi Arabian League. It's one of the best leagues in the world. They went to the club. Yes, they went to the Club World Cup, and their team defeated teams like Manchester City.
Where will you rank the Saudi League?
For me, I think.
Do you rank it top 10 or top 5?
At least they should be among the top 20 in the world.
Top 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me be very frank.
Okay. All right. Impressive one. Of course, it's been it's been very impressive for Ronaldo down there at Saudi. Of course, I tell you, he has helped to market the league, to the world, as it stands. Well, let's take a look at his international career. Well, on the start of July 10, 2016, Ronaldo added an emotional victory to his collection as his national team's captain. Ronaldo led Portugal to the European Championship final against France. Ronaldo got off to a tremendous start at the 2018 World Cup, blasting home 3 goals in an opening draw versus Spain before adding another versus Morocco to set European record with his 85th international goal. However, he was held scoreless in 2-1 loss to Uruguay in the knockout stage, after which he declined to comment on his future with the national team. He returned for the 2022 World Cup, but started on the bench for the team's knockout games in the round of 16 and quarterfinal. Now, despite entering the later match, Ronaldo couldn't help the team. He raised a 1-0 deficit against Morocco. Playing for Portugal on September 5th, 2024, Ronaldo became the first men's player to score 900 career goals across international and club play in a 2-1 UEFA Nation League win over Croatia. The following year, he helped lead Portugal to the Nations League championship, scoring in the final against Spain. Ronaldo's other noteworthy start, of course, with a record from what we've seen, has been very, very numerous. We can, of course, start mentioning that now due to time. But, Kelechi, I want to ask you this one. What do you make of it? A lot of international achievement for Cristiano Ronaldo, and now everyone is talking about the World Cup. Will he, of course, win the World Cup before he retires?
I think that is one question that even Ronaldo himself would be wanting to answer because it's the only thing that is missing. That's the only missing piece. Does he really need to win the World Cup to be, one of the greatest players in the world? I don't think so. But it's always something that he wants to achieve. I think just like other athletes like LeBron James, like Novak Djokovic, they always want that missing piece. They always want to, get past, the finishing mark. He's already passed it, but he still wants to just get something so that when he looks back at his career, he can say he's won it all. But not everybody can actually get that chance to do it. But he has, a one last dance, which is the next year's World Cup. And with what I've seen from Portugal, they're a wonderful, exciting side. He can still lead them to glory. It all depends on how hungry they want it, because we saw how good they were in the UEFA Nations League, and so somehow they've conquered Europe, several times. They've won it, the European trophy before. They've won the Nations League twice, and so when it comes to the biggest stage, which is the World Cup, it becomes really difficult. So I really don't know if Ronaldo can do it, looking at his age and looking at how competitive the World Cup is. But I still feel like he might just drag them maybe to a semi-final or a final or a quarter-final, and who knows, actually happen.
Doc, let's really talk about the money now. Everyone is asking, how did he, achieve this? $1.4 billion. That is his net worth, at this point in time. How did he get here?
I think it has to do with investment and reinvestment and rebranding of brand. Let's just look at this, the man Ronaldo. His deal at the Saudi club Al Nassr is worth over $237 million per year. And he has a sponsorship deal that he had over a decade now with Nike that is worth over $80 million per year. And also a brand deal with Armani and Castro, which is worth over $175 million and $1 million per year. He's into so many investment. You talk about the CRO lifestyle. You talk about his hospitality business. He has hotel in Lisbon, Madrid, and so many other cities. And apart from that, he is someone that also have shares in other sports like the NBA. He's a minority stakeholder in the NBA Charlotte Hornets. That's to tell you that it's not just his investment is not just in the field of play.
Yeah.
He has business off the field, which even gives him more money than on the field. So he has been able to use the money he has generated from football to invest in other aspects of life. Now, what did he do? First of all, the money he earns directly from football. Apart from that, he was able to also have brand deals, sponsorship deals. Going to Saudi alone, do you know how much he has contributed to going to Saudi? Saudi Pro League was never televised before on some of the major channels. But presently, they are now televised. That's a huge sum of money. He was asked to stay back, that they will pay him extra for him to stay back.
Yeah.
And with what is happening, they have been able to fortify Al Nassr to ensure that he wins something with Al Nassr. So that is to show you the kind of person he is. So his business, his income is not just coming from football. So he is a businessman. He's a business tycoon.
Okay. All right, so Kelechi, let's take a look at his marital life. I know you're not married, but I really want to get your opinion on this. I understand that he's been engaged with his wife at this point in time, but everyone has been asking, when is he going to marry the lady at this point in time? What do you make of his relationship, of course, with his fiancée at this point?
I would say Ronaldo is kind of playing it safe, because we know when it comes to marriage, with some of these successful men, somehow or somewhere along the line, there is a divorce that happens, most times initiated by the women, and they somehow lose half of their fortune and all they've worked for. And so people are actually looking at it in that regard, that Ronaldo is just trying to be careful because women can be unpredictable. But so far, he's had a wonderful relationship with his fiancée, and I would say that it's not really she coming for the money, because she's known him for a long period of time, and she's also successful as well. And so we'll not say she's a gold digger in any sort. She's actually had her own money, and they even have a prenup where she gets a huge amount of money, even if they split. And I think everybody is just waiting for the proper wedding to take place because she's already giving birth to children for Ronaldo, and so we don't know if it's ever going to happen. But whether it happens or not, I think they have a wonderful relationship, and Ronaldo is just doing what he knows best for him because of the experiences that he has seen in time past from other people as well.
Doc, you'll be an expert in this because you're married. You understand this thing better. Why is Ronaldo taking time to marry the fiancée?
First of all, marriage is not for the most intelligent people or the most the hardest workers, those that works very hard. Marriage is for two people who have decided to show commitment and forget about their worries, tolerance, and see how they come together, not minding their differences. And it is a hard thing for somebody who have made so much money to commit to marriage, because one, you'll be thinking, especially in that part of in that part of the world where any small issue, the wife may take it to the court and they file a divorce. Majority of your fortune will now go to your wife. So it is going to be very difficult. And if we also watch from practical examples, so many celebrities who had gotten married ended up divorcing. So it becomes very, very difficult. He is looking at it from different angles. And, like we all can see, Ronaldo is not just an ordinary human being. He is somebody that, though he didn't go to school, but he has so much wisdom. He has so much intelligence. And he tried to look at things. That's why he has not gotten married. Marriage is not for those who think they know everything, or those who, if you go into it, you will come out of it very fast. And for his case, coming out of it will not just be very fast, it will drag. And it will not just drag, it will go with a lot of things. That's why it is weighing him down. So it's not easy.
All right, of course, we can go on and on about Cristiano Ronaldo, but time would not permit us. We would like to call it a wrap at this point in time. And we'll say a very huge thank you to Kelechi Clifford for joining us on the show this morning. Kelechi, thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me as well. All
right. And Doc, thanks for your expert opinion on Cristiano Ronaldo this morning.
Thank you so much, especially on marriage. I think he has to settle down.
All right, we'll call it a wrap at this point. Next week, Saturday, sport personality, of course, will come your way to join us. You can go down to our different social media handle, Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. The conversation, of course, continues right there. My name is Kingsley Manuel. Thanks for watching.